Have you ever heard of a young soldier who went from total obscurity to becoming the face of a new Pan-African revolution? This is the story of Ibrahim Traoré, the 36-year-old leader of Burkina Faso who has captured the imagination of millions across Africa. His rise has been sudden, dramatic, and full of controversy. Ibrahim Traoré was born in 1988 in the town of Bondoukoui, in western Burkina Faso. Unlike many leaders, his childhood was far from privileged. He grew up in a modest family, in a country often struggling with poverty, instability, and external influence. From an early age, Traoré showed a fascination with history, especially African revolutionaries like Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's iconic leader of the 1980s. That admiration would later shape his own political identity. Traoré studied geology at university before joining the military, where he quickly rose through the ranks. By his early 30s, he had already earned a reputation as a tough, disciplined officer. But Burkina Faso at that time was drowning in violence. Islamist groups controlled huge portions of the country, killing civilians, attacking villages, and pushing millions from their homes. The government appeared helpless. This frustration grew not only among citizens, but also within the army, and Ibrahim Traoré was among those who believed drastic change was needed. In September 2022, everything changed. At just 34 years old, Traoré led a coup against then-leader Paul-Henri Damiba. The reason? Damiba had promised to restore security, but jihadist attacks had only intensified. The young captain gathered loyal soldiers, seized power, and declared himself the transitional president of Burkina Faso. The coup shocked the world, not just because it was unexpected, but because of Traoré's age. Suddenly, the world's youngest head of state had emerged on the stage. From day one, Traoré framed himself as a new Thomas Sankara. He wore military fatigues, spoke in the language of revolution, and positioned himself as a defender of African dignity. He accused France, the former colonial power, of exploiting Burkina Faso and Africa as a whole. He ordered French troops to leave the country, and in their place welcomed military cooperation with Russia. For many ordinary Africans, this defiance made him a hero. Videos of Traoré addressing huge crowds spread like wildfire across social media. Young people in Mali, Niger, and beyond began carrying his portrait, chanting his name, and calling him the new Sankara. Traoré didn't just rely on words, he used symbols. His government built a grand mausoleum for Thomas Sankara, rebranding the capital with images of revolution and unity. He made fiery speeches against Western imperialism, presenting himself as the voice of a new, independent Africa. Through this, a powerful cult of personality developed. Posters of Traoré appeared on walls, music videos praised his name, and even school children recited his slogans. But while his image grew larger than life, critics warned that this was more show than substance. Despite his soaring popularity, the reality inside Burkina Faso remains grim. Islamist violence continues, villages remain unsafe, and millions are displaced. The government's promises of quick victories have not materialized. Some accuse Traoré of focusing more on propaganda than actual solutions. His alignment with Russia raised eyebrows internationally, and his fiery anti-Western rhetoric further isolated the country from Western aid. At the same time, accusations of human rights abuses have emerged, with reports of mass killings, civilian casualties, and suppression of dissent. Yet, beyond Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré represents something much bigger. For many Africans, he is not just a leader, he is a symbol of resistance against neocolonialism. His speeches resonate in Mali, Niger, and other countries where young people feel betrayed by corrupt elites and foreign influence. Whether he succeeds or fails, Traoré has already ignited a new wave of Pan-African sentiment, one that demands dignity, sovereignty, and a break from dependency on the West. Ibrahim Traoré's story is still being written. To some, he is the hope of Africa, a fearless leader who dares to challenge global powers. To others, he is a dangerous populist whose revolution is built more on image than reality. But one thing is certain. From obscurity to becoming a Pan-African icon, Traoré has already left a mark on history. The question now is, will his revolution truly liberate Burkina Faso, or will it fade into another chapter of unfulfilled promises? And don't forget to subscribe the channel.